My name's Tom Wainwright and I play Percy in Mind Mangler, member of the Tragic Circle, here at the Apollo Theatre. Mind Mangler, member of the Tragic Circle, is a comedy magic show, and like a lot of magic shows, there is audience participation. Now, we have a number of things that we do with the audience, but one of them involves this. I come round before the show starts and I encourage everyone to write down a secret. You can see here there's space for a name, and write a secret below. And I really encourage juicy, dark secrets, something maybe embarrassing. For me, the more embarrassing, the better. And we get everyone to write these down here. We collect them up and we put them on 2 bowls on the stage. And at the end of Act 1, Mind Mangler does an amazing mind reading trick where he sort of guesses and sort of reads your mind and sees what your secret is. So that's sort of the first thing that we do. The other thing is over here, so follow me over here, and I'll introduce you to the Rubik's Table. This is an incredible magic trick. There are 96 Rubik's Cubes here. They're 5x5s, so pretty tough. And we get the audience to come up on the stage and mix them at the interval. And we get them to look at them, see that there's nothing weird with them. They are genuine 5x5 Rubik's Cubes. And we get the entire audience to come up on the stage during the interval and to mix them up. That's their instruction. However, there's always one who manages to solve it, including a 12-year-old kid who solved a 5x5 in about 2.5 minutes, which was very impressive. But once that happens, they put them in the grid and an amazing magic trick takes place. But if you want to see that trick, you're gonna have to come see the show and book some tickets. But now we're gonna head upstairs to see John and Henry and chat to them a bit more. So see you in a second. And here we are outside Henry Lewis and Jonathan Sawyer's dressing room. Let's go in and have a chat. So Jonathan and Henry, thank you for letting us crowd into your dressing room. Firstly, tell us who you are and who your characters are.
I play the Mind Mangler, whose real name is Keith, and he's a down on his luck mind reader, really. He's recently gone through a divorce. He's trying to get his career back on track. So he's booked this big night in the West End to do his show. And he's had a bit of funding from a producer, so things are maybe on the up. But, you know, until, of course, John's character turns up.
So I'm Steve in the show, and Steve plays a selection of audience members. So he's Keith's pal, and Keith has said, look, can you just come into the show and just say, you know, just do these things? And it's dead easy, because my usual audience stooge can't come. And I ruin every single section that I come up to do. And also you learn a little bit about the cracks that are appearing in our relationship.
Now guys, this isn't your first time in this theatre. How does it feel to be back in the West End?
We're thrilled to be back in the West End after a little while, and no, the Apollo is particularly special because we did Peter Pan Goes Wrong here, and then we also did Magic Goes Wrong here as well, so that was when we picked it up after the pandemic, so that would have been Christmas 2021 through to beginning of 2022. And yeah, so it's amazing to be back. It's a lovely theatre, and kind of, you know, big but kind of still intimate, which is sort of perfect for comedy.
Now, guys, I have told the Theatre Cafe all about the secrets that are involved in the show. But I now, because we've got you cornered in your dressing room, have to ask you, if you had to write down a secret, what would you write?
My not finest hour goes back to drama school. So what, 12, 13, 14 years ago, a long time ago now, and I managed to lose my own trousers. So I think my secret would be I once lost my own trousers. And what happened was I was in the changing rooms, and someone hadn't brought their movement gear. And back at that time, if you didn't bring your movement gear, you'd get shouted at. So I said to this person, oh, don't worry, I tell you what, have mine. I've got some jeans in my locker. And I gave them my trousers. I went to the locker. There were no jeans. I turned around and said, oh, sorry, mate, but they'd gone. So I was like, oh, no. And then the bell went to kind of go back to our classes, and I had no trousers on. So I, like, searched through all the lockers, being like, shit, where are the trousers, for God's sake? Couldn't find any, couldn't find where the person was who I donated my trousers to. So eventually I had to turn up to this voice class, like, knock on the door. And the instructor was like, John, where have you been? 25 minutes late. And I just kind of popped my head in and said, I just can't really come in. And she was like, of course you can. Just get in, for God's sake. I was like, I've got a trouser issue. I remember I said, I've got a trouser issue. And then I came in, obviously I revealed that I was only in these very small boxes. All my classmates left. And I've never lived it down. Like, if there's a reunion or anything like that, no matter what I do, no matter how many times we're on this stage or another West End stage, I'll always be John who lost his trousers. So there you go.
Lovely. Well, guys, thank you so much for letting us crowd into your dressing room.
Thanks.
And thanks to the Theatre Cafe as well for being so lovely. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Now, we're only here at the Apollo Theatre for another 6 weeks, so come on down and book your tickets to Mind Mangler, member of the Tragic Circle.